Hi, everybody. This is Tactical 16 Radio, and I am Silent J. I need a sip of water before we get the show started, okay? Yes, it is time for another Tactical 16 Radio with Silent J. Cue the music, shithead.
Five, four, three, two, one. Tactical 16 Radio.
Fire in the hole!
With Silent J.
Just like my robotic friend said so, it is Tactical 16 Radio with Silent J. I am Silent J. Hi, everybody. The phone number to call in, if you so choose to desire to speak with such an amazing talent like myself. The phone number is 602-399-7787. For all the slow kids in the back, I'll say it just a little bit slower. 602-399-7787. How's that for slow? I'm not slow today. Actually, I might be a little bit slow today. I'm tired. I don't know why. But as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, Google+, the banner in the back that says who sponsors the show, so to speak, it's got tactical16.com over there. Who the hell's... Oh, I got an email. I know who that's from. It's my guest for next week. I forgot his name, but I will tell you later on who the guest is. But anyway, tactical16.com is the group that brings you the show. If you go to tactical16.com, you can check out a bunch of books written by veteran authors such as Justin Jordan and Chris Hernandez, Eric Shaw, and Rob Lewis. Rob is also my co-host of Center Mass with Rob and Silent J. That is an awesome show that you could watch and listen to from 10 to midnight on Sundays on the East, or 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific. That is the West. No, that's actually the East. Which way am I facing? That's the West. That way. I was trying to think which way I'm pointing my house. So behind me is the West. And that's right. But anyway, go to tactical16.com. That's tactical16.com for all your veteran reading pleasure. And then the show is brought to you by vetsonmedia.com. Go to vetsonmedia.com for all your veteran listening pleasure. It's a bunch of shows that are brought to you by and from and for not just veterans, but for everybody. Some of our hosts are veterans, some are supporters of veterans, and some are, I don't know, significant others, I guess you would say. I don't know, friends, veteran groupies that do radio. I don't know. It's the veteran community that brings you veteran radio on vetsonmedia.com. So you can go to vetsonmedia.com and go to show listings, and you see all the shows such as Vets on Radio and Center Mass with Rob and Silent J and Tactical 16 Radio, just to name a few. I'm part of two of them, wink wink. And you can check the shows out and see what time they're on, and check out the old shows, and see the listings for future shows, and then also watch them on Google Hangout or YouTube. So the other thing I want to get out of the way before we start party rocking is go to podbean.com and search out Tactical 16 Radio. And you can subscribe to my show. You could follow it. You could be friends of the show. And you'll be able to listen to it through podbean.com. And also iTunes. If you go to iTunes, if you have a Mac or an Apple, what you do is type in Tactical 16 Radio with Silent J, and voila, boom, you can subscribe to the show. You could also rate it and review it. Right now I got a 5-star rating across the board because I'm the 5-star stud of internet radio. Got me? I also only have 6 reviews. So, I mean, 2 bad reviews going to bring this house cards down. But a couple more 5-star reviews are going to make me feel good and boost my ego just a little bit more than what it already is. Tonight, I was going to say we got a special show for you, but every show is special because I bring it to you with so much love and attentiveness that I put this show together earlier this afternoon. See, sometimes you don't have to plan out a show a week in advance, and about the hour and 40-minute mark, you're going to realize that I didn't really plan anything out. Oh, yeah, by the way, I got Tristan Patterson. I bit my lip right before the show, so I could feel my lips swelling up a little bit. My upper lip, not my lips, just one of them. But it is what it is. So anyway, I got Tristan Patterson. Tristan Patterson is going to be on. He is an old friend of mine, friend/foe of radio. I've been on his shows. He's been on my shows. Tonight we're going to talk about his goofy website with, I think it's Dollar DraftKings. And also we're going to talk about the NFL draft, which kicks off tomorrow, the first round. So excited about this time of year being a Bills fan. And then come Monday, I'll be like, oh, shoot. I kind of missed the mark. And next year this time, I'm going to feel good again. And then the Monday following the draft next year, I'm like, they missed the mark. But let's not miss the mark. If you're a Bills fan, this is the year for the Bills. Just like the last 20 years was the year for the Bills. And to get into the playoffs, not to win the Super Bowl, but to just get in the playoffs. It'd be so awesome. Wouldn't it, Bills fans? I'd be so happy. But, oh yeah, since my guest is going to be calling up, maybe I should pull up Skype. Oops, I'm giving out the damn number for people to call up. I didn't even log in. There we go. Is it on now? I think it's on. Let's check those preferences. Okay, we're good to go. So, yeah, we're gonna get somebody to call in about 21 minutes, or no, 11 minutes. That's when Tristan's gonna call. But anyway, let's shake off the cobwebs. Let's get this show going, shall we? And that's all you get. We got to make sure that we don't play over 30 seconds, or else Big Papa FCC is going to come down and put the smackdown on me, and I don't want that. But anyway, I got to wake up, okay? The best way I know how to wake up, excuse me, hell out of me, is to make a lot of noise. Wake up! Tactical 16 radio with Silent J. I'm 1 year older, by the way. My birthday was on Saturday. Happy birthday to me. Okay? But I hope everybody's awake now, because I'm awake, because I turned up my headphones, and I don't know why. I keep yawning, though. Every freaking time I do a show, I start yawning. Anyway. I don't know what it is. Every time I sit down, I start to yawn for the show. At work, I don't yawn. This, I yawn. I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe it's this room. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not tired. Oh, screw it. You know what? I'm always tired, but I didn't think I was going to be this tired. I want to see what this does. Okay, no. That don't do anything. There's something I want to do. I'm trying to do it here, but I don't know. I don't know how my co-host did it the other day, but there's a way that I can show a screen on here. I just can't do it. I don't know what he did. I have no freaking idea. Screen share? Huh? Oh, maybe that's it. Oh, is that it? Whoa, look at that. That is trippy as hell. What the hell did I do? For those of you that are watching this, I just hit something. It's just like freaking mega screens, infinity screens. For those of you just listening, I just hit a button. I don't know what the hell I did, but there's like infinity screens of my damn desktop. What did I do? I want my screen back. Give me my screen back. There's my screen. Okay. Oh, I think maybe that's what he did. That is pretty damn cool. That is pretty cool. I like that. But I wanted to talk about something. Wow, that was really, really cool. It was really trippy. That was awesome. I wanted to talk about something. Here, I like to preach a little bit, if you know what I mean. Preach on, brother man. I am like the skinnier, whiter version of Al Sharpton, except I make sense. And I like to bring a little bit of knowledge to you. This is before we're going to get into the football stuff. I like to be aware of what I put into my body. I do a lot of different stuff. I'm watching like the omega-3s that I put into my body. I'm trying to upload omega-3s into my body, so I'm getting some good, healthy, fresh eggs. To the best of my ability. It was really cool. My neighbor gave me a dozen farm eggs the other day from a family member, so that's cool. I get to eat some farm eggs for breakfast tomorrow, and then I eat a lot of avocado and fish, and I take an omega-3 pill regimen. You know, pack of pills in the morning, balance them out, get some damn healthy vitamins into my body. So I like to do that. What I don't like to do is put like really crappy stuff in my body. Sometimes I do. It's just inevitable at times. But the one thing I don't like to put in my body is a bunch of nasty, dirty, gross-ass medication. I feel as if some of the stuff I take will benefit me. Omega-3 will benefit me. New Mood from onit.com benefits me, I feel. What's the other one? Alpha Brain, I feel, benefits me in a way. Try to get that brain function going. I'm trying to make my brain fat and smart. So I want a fat, smart brain. What I don't want is gross nastiness going into my body. And I think, hell, I keep yawning for. I think the worst thing you could put in your body is anything that's opiate based, like pain pills, like Oxycontin or Oxycodone or any type of those medications. I just don't think it's good for you. I really don't. And I was reading a thing. Actually, I read it on hightimes.com. I like a bunch of different stuff on Facebook, stuff I normally don't necessarily agree with, just because I like to see different headlines, whether it's going to piss me off, challenge me, or get me to agree. But I try. Hell, I keep yawning for. I try to surround myself by all different things, not just what I like, because if I just surround myself by things that I like, I'm never going to try new things, or I may not like new things, or I may not challenge myself to experience a new way of learning or listening or things of that nature. So what I do is I surround myself with everything that I can. So just take on Facebook, for example. I have the Army Times on there. I have High Times. I have Huffington Post. I have NPR. I have very conservative sites. I have very liberal sites. I have all sorts of different pages that I like because I like to look at the headlines. I have PETA on there. I have a lot of pro-Second Amendment sites that I'm all for, and all different stuff. Some medical ones, some science journals, a couple Freemason pages, everything that I can to surround myself with just different stuff, different politicians. I'll just randomly pick a politician or a show host and follow them for a while, just to see what other people are saying. And the one thing that I've picked up on recently was high times. I don't even smoke pot, but I just want to see what's going on in that community and see if there's something I could agree with, disagree with, maybe something I didn't know, or challenge my my wisdom, or my outlook on certain things. I saw a very interesting article on High Times on Facebook. It's for the controversial heroin pill. The Food and Drug Administration recently approved a controversial new pain pill called Zohydro ER that both federal and state lawmakers believe is destined to become a scourge on society. A tightened noose already around the necks of those struggling with prescription opiate addiction. However, FDA Commissioner Margaret Hamburg stands by her decision to give the drug its wings, saying that America needs more treatment options for those people living in pain. Sounds fair enough, right? If people are in pain, you like to give them different options to help alleviate that pain. I mean, it's a fair, idea, and one you really can't challenge, right? Maybe not. The drug has been referred to as heroin in a capsule, and ever since it was approved last October, several legislators, and medical experts have emerged to protest the extended release hydrocodone pill from being marketed in the United States. Many believe the FDA should withdraw its approval of the drug in an effort to keep the country from spiraling further into a prescription painkiller epidemic. Again, another outlook, reasonable thing. Let's not have another thing out there that people could get addicted to. Recent reports indicate that overdose from prescription medications have continued to soar in the United States throughout the past decade, with government-approved medications responsible for killing more than 16,000 people every year. Among those demanding the immediate shelving of Zohydro is West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, who recently introduced a piece of legislation called Act to Ban Zohydro, which calls on the FDA to reconsider the drug's approval, citing the potential for abuse and addiction as the primary concern in his 13-point argument. However, in a recent blog on the FDA website, Hamburg said that although the efforts on behalf of lawmakers has been commendable, blocking the sale of Zohydro just because there is a risk of abuse and addiction is ludicrous, arguing that it is the physician's responsibility to properly monitor their patients. That is fine, but we already see there's a lot of problems with, say, OxyContin, for example, which under the FDA head, Ms. Hamburg, physicians are already responsible to properly monitor their patients with other medication. Well, guess what? That's being abused. So she brought up a point that's already been shown to not work. It's parents' responsibilities to make sure their kids do homework, right? Guess what? A lot of kids don't do their homework. So, what's the best thing to do in that case? Send home more homework if you're a teacher, homework that means more to your grade. Say there's 10 homework assignments every week that a teacher hands out to a student, and that student goes back home and 70% of it gets done. What do you want them to do? Okay, well, 70% of it's getting done, so that means 30% of it's not getting done. So you're just about on the point of failing with a 70. Trust me, I know these things. Now, what should the teacher do? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna make homework worth more, or make it worth less, or send more home. You know, no, that's not a good way to handle it. Good way to handle it is to talk to the parents. Hey, I'm gonna send this home. You know, so I don't know. That really didn't make any fucking point, but I don't know. It sounded good when I first started saying it. Oh, well, you can't always bat 100 when you're bringing up analogies off the top of your head. Shut up, sue me. Maybe the point what I was trying to make was, if you already know that these pills cause an addiction, what you shouldn't do is give somebody more powerful pills that can cause addiction. That kind of ties into harder homework, all right? Because what are you going to do? Okay, this patient was on Oxycontin. You know what? He's kind of sort of abusing it. You know, I'm going to give him this Zohydro and make sure he really abuses it. And I could call home to his spouse and say, listen, I'm giving your wife a different medication, or I'm giving your husband a different medication, or I'm giving your child a different medication, or your parent a different medication. Could do that, but no, I'm not going to. You know, it's not going to happen. Still a horrible analogy. I'll just fucking stop it right now. Anyway, as it stands, 29 states have demanded the FDA overturn its decision to approve the Zohydro, with some state leaders invoking emergency orders, making it a crime for physicians to prescribe the drug. In Massachusetts, Governor Deval Patrick launched the smear campaign against Zohydro, telling residents that the sale of the drug had created an uprising in overdose deaths, declaring a public health emergency across the state. Despite lawsuits and state legislation aimed at banning Zohydro, recent court rulings have sided with Zogenix, the pharmaceutical company responsible for the drug. The drug is scheduled to be released later this month. That's big pharmaceutical right there. That's the big pharmaceutical company working its magic. Instead of coming out with a pill that gets to the root of pain, you just send out a stronger medication that masks the pain. Anything heroin-based or opiate-based, whether it's an Oxycontin or hydrocodone, hydrocortisone, what is this one? Hydrozone? What the hell was this? Zohydro. It doesn't get rid of the pain. It masks the pain. Why isn't there a pain pill? Why aren't drug makers coming out with a medication that really helps the pain, without damaging the body? You're not going to help the pain of somebody if you're putting them at risk to become addicted or die. That's not helping. You're not helping any pain. You're just replacing one type of pain with another type of pain. The pain you're replacing is the pain from, say, a back injury or a surgery or an illness. You're replacing that pain with a long-term pain like addiction and death, and not just a physical pain, but an emotional pain on others. Because I tell you what, an addict isn't just causing pain to themselves physically, you're also causing emotional pain to their loved ones and the people around them. Possible physical pain to others around them, because I tell you what, you get somebody that's a junkie, all doped up and messed up on drugs, they got there's a decent chance they're going to slap the shit out of somebody that is ruining their high. Trust me, I know these things. As a former addict, I understand, and I hate anything that could really cause an addiction. Like a pill that is the brother of heroin. Anything that comes from the family of heroin should not be legal. I mean, except for, screw poppy seeds. Those things cause pain too. Get a poppy seed in a tooth. In between your tooth, you're done. And you can't, don't even try to floss that thing out of there either. You got to like jackhammer it out with a toothpick. You get a poppy seed stuck in your tooth, and you go to floss, and it's up in there, and you pop the floss up. Guess what? You got that damn poppy seed stuck up in your gums, and now next thing, now it's like a freaking, it is a seed from hell. That seed is causing immense pain. You ever get a poppy seed stuck in your gums? You get that damn freaking dental floss up there. You push the seed up. Next thing you know, you're just a miserable prick because of a poppy seed. And guess what? The poppy is the cousin of heroin and Oxycontin and any opiate. Poppy seeds suck. Poppy seed lemon poppy pound cake in the MREs, that stuff sucks too. Dries your mouth out like hell. And then you got these little black things in your mouth, little gritty, nasty little poppy seed things, little whatever the hell they are. And the poppy seed pound cake, little black nuggets of freaking, you get one and you're talking, you take a bite of the pound cake in an MRE. Next thing you know, you're talking, all of a sudden you get this little crunch. It's like, oh, what the hell is that? The nasty little black thing out of the poppy lemon pound cake. Freaking things suck. Guess what? Anything opiate based that comes from the opiate plant or whatever what is it? Poppy plant. I don't even know what the damn plant is. Screw that plant. It sucks. I don't like it. It's no good. There's no good use out of it. Screw a bagel with poppy seeds on it. Those things suck. Get yourself a nice plain bagel. Toast it up. Put a little cream cheese on there. All right? You're good to go. You don't need that freaking crappy, nasty-ass poppy seed on there. You don't need the lemon poppy seed pound cake in the MRE. You don't need your heroin. You don't need your Oxycontin. Zohydro. You don't need that. You don't need any of that stuff. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's going to kill you. All of it. I'm trying to warn you. Zohydro, Oxycontin, hydrocortisone, heroin, poppy seeds, it's all going to kill you. It's going to make everybody around you miserable. So don't do that stuff. It's no good for you. Find another way to get rid of your pain. If you just had a surgery, do something else. Drink. I don't know. Do something. Don't do anything that's based off of heroin. It's just gross. It's disgusting. The only cool thing about heroin is when a chick that's on heroin gets those nice, deep, dark bags under her eyes. That is sexy. That heroin chic look. I mean, I'm not telling any girl out there to do heroin, but if you know a girl or two that may have had that problem in the past, she's got those dark bags under her eyes, those dark, soulful circles under her eyes. It screams, I'm sexy, but I also got a little bit of a past. You know what that girl's going to do? Not judge you. You got yourself a nice heroin chic girl, like this would be like London, 1977. You're gonna go get yourself a little sultry solstice like Mick Jagger did, or how David Bowie did. Be like the White Knight. Be like the White Duke. Get yourself a chick that used to do heroin. They're awesome. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't such a good thing to tell people. Don't do that. That's awful. Don't date those people. They're gross and disgusting. Okay? That's what I tell you. But I'm going to have a guest on pretty soon. I'd like to know where this jerk-off is. Where the hell is he? Let me message him. When is he calling in? Let's find out right now. Tristan, just slowing me down, buddy. Slowing me down. Where you at? You calling in? Where is he? I'm going to message you on the Facebook. What did he say? Let me do 720. Hey, man. You calling in? There we go. Question mark. That means it's a question. I should have put capital. Then he'll know I'm pissed. Like, hey, man. What are you doing? Where the hell is he? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out where Tristan is and talk about the draft. I was going to talk about the draft. 58th known sighting of rare megamouth shark. Oof. I don't even want to deal with that thing. That's a nasty shark. I'm looking at this shark thing. I don't know. Let's go through Ooh. I wanted to go through some of the headlines with you quick. I don't see any. What is this? I'm looking at the headlines. I don't see a good headline. I was going to give myself a good video. Where's a good video? Clay Aikens is he's in a race. Oh yeah, he's running. Oh, what? Shut up. What the hell was that? I hate those pop-ups. I can't even scroll through stuff without having a damn pop-up. I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't know. I don't want that. I was gonna talk about that story, but I can't deal with the pop-up. It looks like Clay Aiken from American Idol is running for Congress. What is he gonna do to help? He's gonna try to represent North Carolina. Oh well, the hell with that. But I know what I wanted to bring up: the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Videos for that. Those were hilarious. They were that stuff was funny. That was very funny. And I wanted to play some of the President Obama stuff because these are the best jokes other people could write for you. Is it gonna play? What do you mean, oops? This is my damn computer. Play it, damn it. Is that gonna play? No, that's not gonna play. Are you gonna play? So everybody can enjoy this? Besides me? Oh, come on. Some of the jokes were funny as hell. But I don't know if if it's gonna let me play. Oh, the advertisement is going on in another 26 seconds. So let me try my newfangled thing here. And screen share, desktop, start share screen. Okay. It's like 14 seconds. I think these are the jokes that I wanted to play. The Obama's best jokes from the White House. Is it going to let me play it now? Here. Come on. Oh my God. Hurry the hell up. Why isn't it playing? Damn it. I'm trying to do a show here. What the hell is wrong? This is stupid. Play that. Is that going to play? Why isn't anything playing? Is this going to play? Oh, I'm so freaking done with this. Oh my God. I can't deal with this. The jokes were funny, okay? The jokes were funny. I was going to play some of the clips, but apparently this computer is having it's not letting me do it. Why is my damn guest calling up? Freaking that jackass. This is why I call him my enemy. That's rude. How the hell are you going to be on someone's show and then not call up? I'm never going to have you on again, Tristan. You understand me? Never, never, never again am I going to have you on the damn show. I was going to talk about the NFL draft with Tristan Patterson. Maybe he's mad that I mispronounced his name. It could be it, but I don't know. But anyway, for those of you that don't know what the White House Correspondents' Dinner is, it's when a bunch of politicians get together, all right, and then what they do is they get the president up there. He makes fun of himself. He makes fun of some others. He throws some jokes out there that were written for him, because I really don't think the president. Oh, is this Tristan?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was just bad-mouthing you.
Good.
That's good. What I was trying to do was play the damn White House Correspondents' Dinner from the other night, and it wouldn't let me. My computer was not letting me do that. So that stinks. But anyway.
The NSA, man. The NSA.
It is the NSA, and anything that comes from C-SPAN, is just the mouthpiece of the NSA. So I blame the NSA for this. You hear me, NSA? Tristan blames you. I'm not. I don't want you coming after me. Go ahead and drone strike him in his sleep, not me. But anyway, Tristan, first let's plug your site, because I said if you're on, I was going to join in, and I will join in your site for the fun and festivities of fantasy sports.
Perfect. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. You can go on to DFS or DFKings.com, and you can sign up for DraftKings through my link, and you get entered into
for this year's NFL draft.
Shit.
Bud Light is draft.
Sorry.
Whoa! Look at that!
Damn
Go
it.
to dailyfantasykings.com and sign up. You can play NFL. We're going to be talking about NFL, but we can play fantasy football in there. And the cool thing is, or you play Major League Baseball, NBA playoffs, NHL hockey playoffs. You're a hockey fan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
You can play basically fantasy one-day sports, and it's for money. Completely legal. 2008 Congress said this is a game of not chance, not betting on one team, or betting on over/under, where you're just making a guess, educated guess maybe. This is more of a you're making choosing players, you're basing it off things you have a talent for. It's a game of skill, so completely legal wagering. For some people, it adds a lot of fun, such as watching a game. For people like me, it's a way of life and a career where I make a living taking money from guys like you. You just get on there and decide, hey, you know what, I'll make it a little more fun, and you're basically donating money. No, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of beginner contests and a lot of good stuff on there. So go ahead and sign up, dailyfantasykings.com, and it'll take you right to DraftKings, and you'll be good to go.
See, I every other year I'm good. 2 years ago, I was amazing in my fantasy football league. Last year, I sucked 2 times because I had I was in 2 leagues, and I was horrible in both of them. And unfortunately, they were both veteran related, so I got a lot of smash talk coming my way.
Here's the thing about like daily or about year-long fantasy football or whatever it is. It's a lot of fun and it adds a lot of excitement to the game. But one of the things that opened my eyes to it was the amount of effort. Like I won league after league, and the amount of effort that I was putting into it for either bragging rights or for $100, over 16 weeks, 17 weeks was insane. Like me putting, several days trying to figure out after I draft, the draft's the most exciting part. And so, after the draft, then you got to figure out a couple trades, a couple weeks in the season. And then there's always that year or that league where your top 2 picks get hurt, and you're done. There's nothing you can do. You can try to pick up the quarterback or whatever, but then there's that jerk in your league who has like 5 quarterbacks who he's just holding on to, And so the cool thing about daily fantasy sports is it starts over every day. So you have one bad day, and you can even play for free if you want on there and for fun, just daily. And that one bad day in the NBA, that one bad day in Major League Baseball starts all over the next day. And so it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot more money at stake and possibility to win a lot more money than bragging rights through your veteran buddies or $100 by the end of the season. One day you can pull thousands upon thousands of dollars in. So that's why I like it so much more. So last year I completely stopped playing year-long fantasy football or fantasy baseball because it was just the effort was so intense.
Yeah, I can see it because sometimes it does drag on. I know, like football, I'm excited about football. So fantasy football is just a plus for me throughout the entire season. The thing that killed me, I did fantasy hockey one year, and the only reason why I was any good at it that year, I had Thomas. My goalies carried me. I had Mason from the Blue Jackets, I had Ryan Miller from the Sabres, and I had Thomas from the Bruins. And that was the year all 3 of them just, played, like they were standing upside down, all year, just making plays. So that's all I had to do. I didn't have anybody that could score a damn goal. Nothing else. It was just like having a really good quarterback in fantasy football. Like I had 3 amazing goalies that year in fantasy hockey, and I'm like, I don't have to do anything. That's it.
Perfect.
And the last time I tried fantasy baseball was, oh geez, I think A-Rod was just signed with the Texas Rangers. That's how long ago it was.
You're just letting us all know that you're old. That's all.
I just had a birthday on Saturday.
You did?
Yeah.
There you go. And my birthday was last week. It was on last Wednesday.
Was it?
Yeah.
See,
I'm 23 again.
You're a liar.
I am a politician also. See, exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah. I am officially closer to 70 than I am 0.
See, you're halfway there, man. You're halfway there.
Yeah, I'm halfway to not having very intricate parts of my body not work anymore. That's where I'm halfway to.
So wait. So they still do work at 35, 36, right?
Oh, they work. Yeah, it works now. I mean, it works.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. I'm trying to hold out hope for this journey of life.
Oh, you're good for now. You got a few more years before that beautiful wife of yours leaves you. So.
Well, she's a pharmacist though, so
oh, there you go.
I should be able to get the recommended proper things to make things work properly.
I was just talking about the pharmaceutical industry before you called up. I was talking about a new drug that's being okayed by the FDA. It's called Zohydro ER. It's like they call it the heroin pill. It's like supposed to be a super strong oxy type pill. And not good. There's a lot of states. There's like 29 states trying to block it, and the FDA is like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
It's amazing. It's amazing that it's amazing how this is starting to work with the drugs. There's always going to be somebody who abuses something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the drugs, guns, anything. You know what I mean? And the first step, the knee-jerk reaction of all these politicians is always what? Oh, let's ban it. Let's ban it. Everything will be better as long as really? Come on. I mean, so someone's going to take Zohydro, or they're going to take 10 Percocets. You know what I mean? Like, what changes? Somebody's going to bash your head in with a baseball bat, or they're going to fire one shot at you. If somebody wants you dead, somebody's going to commit this crime. They're going to hurt somebody. It's going to happen. And if somebody wants to get super high, they're going to find bath salts. Or they're going to find how to turn a banana peel into something to smoke. I learned that one from you. And
I was just smiling because I was like, I've never done that.
Is he serious? Note to self. Let's check and see if this works.
Listen, folks, I've never done it, but I heard if you use those little gorgs, those little tiny pretend pumpkins, as a smoking apparatus, it smells like nutmeggy in your house. That's what I've heard. I don't know.
Well, there you go. The Silent J tip of the day.
Silent J tip of the day is if you're going to be festive around Halloween, smoke out of a little baby pumpkin.
So, anyways, it's wild, and they're just they're going to find a way to they came up with a synthetic marijuana. What it truly is is something to burn as an incense. That's what they sell it under. But because 90%, 80% of the people buy it and they use it for something wrong, now it gets banned and it's a crime. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, is it right or smart to do those things? Probably not.
Yeah,
but
see, there's nothing wrong with pot. What? If you're going to smoke something that's...
I'm not talking about
well, I'm
that.
saying
I'm
if you're going to...
I'm talking about the synthetic thing.
I know, but what I was bringing up, I mean, pot's not that bad. Why are you gonna create a fake pot? That's just stupid. You might as well just
because that's legal and it's a way around it and it's genius to do it. And now if you know about what's in it and how ridiculous it is and how ignorant and stupid it would be to smoke it, then you probably wouldn't be doing it. But there's people who want to do it, and that's like because Silent J and I make smoking bananas an amazing, wonderful thing. Like we're the first ones to make it out there, and then suddenly people are like, hell yeah, smoke some bananas. And bananas are flying off the shelf. What are they going to do? Are they going to ban banana peels? They're going to peel the bananas for it. But that's that's what's happening. So
Yeah.
like the hydro thing, I mean,
Don't do any of that
you know,
fake
it's
stuff.
a drug. There's people, and I'll tell you this last thing. When my my ex-wife had our child, they would not give her a stronger pain medicine than Tylenol, even though she was in severe pain. They wouldn't give her this Percocet, anything, even though, you can look in the records and see, hey, listen, this girl's educated, she's got a stable job, she's married, this is her second child. She looked back and through her record and see, oh, you know what, she's never had a Percocet or a high pain medicine prescription ever in her life, but we're not going to give it to her. And the answer we got was, because at the time we lived in the highest prescription drug abuse county in our state, the nurse and the doctor said no. And we were like, why? And they said, I guess that's one of the issues with living in the highest drug abuse, county in the state. And we're like, wait a minute. So we're punished? She's punished. She's painfully punished because there's idiots who are out there doping themselves up, And so that's what's happening now. I mean, there's people who are going to be able to take this drug that'll help them. And
see, but the point
now it's going to ban them. Because,
the point I was bringing up, it's not really. I mean, when you got something that's wrong, I think anything that is derived off heroin or a cousin of heroin, usually not that good. I mean, you can come up with other things. I don't think there's a pain that bad out there where it's like, you know what, I'm just going to take this pill form of heroin. It's never a good idea. Ask Rush Limbaugh. The next time you talk to him and he says, what? Huh? I can't hear you. That's what happens when you take too many oxys. He lost his hearing from it. I mean, the guy was doing 100-plus pills a day of oxy, and he was the guy that's saying drugs are bad, drug addicts are horrible. Meanwhile, old Rush, the gold standard of broadcasting, popping pills and doing Haitian prostitutes. I mean, and that's what he gets. He lost his hearing, so good. Maybe that's why he could still continue on with this show. He can't even hear what he's saying.
He may have lost his hearing because of the Haitian prostitutes, though. I mean, that's probably far more likely.
Yeah, I'd lose my hearing too if somebody kept saying, "You ripped me off. You ripped me off." No, I didn't. Shut up. I give you a clean bottle of water.
But back to the hydro real quick. It's the FDA said it was a Schedule 3. It wasn't the highest, most addictive one. So the big heroin mumbo jumbo is too much out there. So it's an extended release. It's something that is powerful, but it's extended release, and it's something that's a different what's it called. And plus, the drug makers need to make money, and so they need to figure out other ways. Once those patents wear off and the generics become available, they need to find those ways to
what
get
they
things done.
need to do is lower their price then, instead of being greedy. Listen, and the thing you brought up a good point before we get into football. Answer me this, because I think sometimes we have a little bit different of opinions on certain things, but we're still very good friends. I'm the more successful, cooler one, of course, but we're good friends. How is heroin Schedule 3 drug, and marijuana is a 1? That I don't understand. Thousands of people died from stuff that derived from heroin, whether it's heroin, choking on a poppy seed, or oxy. But that's a Schedule 3. Now you have, which is very dangerous, and in the wrong hands or the wrong state of mind, anything opiate-based can be very addictive and deadly, whether it's meant for good or bad. Now you have marijuana, where nobody has ever OD'd off marijuana, and it's a Schedule 1 drug. That shows the stupidity, I believe, in government, which they couldn't even label the deadlier drug with a deadlier label.
Right. And see, I love the pharmaceutical industry. So
well, yeah,
I'm all for the pharmaceutical industry, but the government is the key point here, because the government is the one who makes that choice for this, and it's a pure control thing. It's just like why don't we have a fair tax? When you look at the benefits of a fair tax and what it would do for our country, even for the most poor of us, what would it do? It would level the playing field so much, and it would take power away from those knuckleheads who are elected. It would take power away from the guys who choose what gets money and what doesn't and how much of it they take, instead of us being able to choose. So this is the same thing now, because alcohol, tobacco for so long, tobacco is the whipping boy right now, much to the delight of alcohol, but it's still legal for the most part, even if you're a pariah, if to the rest of everybody else. But they want control of it. Then they're going to figure out a way, and eventually, hey, it's going to be legal. Well, let's not kid ourselves and think that it's going to stay like this forever.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be.
And
when our
president
says, yeah, we're not going to worry about the states who are making it legal, even though we federally said it was. And there's not many things that the federal government wouldn't go after, a state for disobeying. Gay marriage, taxes. If you choose to lower the drinking age from 21, because it's the state's choice. If you choose in North Carolina to lower the drinking age from 21 to 20 or 19 or 18, you, as a state, your state will lose millions upon millions upon millions, maybe $1 billion in federal highway funds because you chose to do that. So what was the consequence for choosing to disobey the federal law against marijuana? Nothing. It's because they're letting them see how it plays out, and then it'll roll out. So it's all about control. It's all about control.
And that's the thing. I mean, I know we're not talking about football right now, which we will in a moment. You look at Colorado, you look at Washington, fairly liberal states, and it's like, okay, I would expect, like a law like, legalized recreational marijuana in that state. But you see the next state that's up on the block to, I guess, okay, is Alaska, which is a pretty conservative state, Not too many gay pride parades in Alaska that I know of. There's not too many, burn your bra days in Juneau or Anchorage.
That's simply because it's too cold, though, for both of those events that require minimum clothes.
Well, I'm just telling you, weather aside, it's a fairly conservative place. There's not too many mountain men out there that are like, man, I wish I was at Berkeley right now. This place sucks. It's a fairly rugged, conservative place. And for Alaska, the home of Sarah Palin. Miss, the poster woman of a certain sect of conservatives out there. I'm not going to say all of them because she doesn't represent the conservative part of me. Just like Dick Durbin doesn't represent the liberal side of me. Now you look at
Donald Sterling does represent the white side of you, though, right?
No, I'm not rich, and I, you know what? I kind of feel bad for that dumbass. I do in a way because I mean, yeah, he's an idiot. He's a scumbag, and he said some pretty messed up things. But you know what? Listen, he's 80-something years old, and he's giving you a lot of stuff. That girl should just be punched in the face for ruining it. She ruined it for herself.
He said a lot of stupid things. He said minorities were fabulous, and that he didn't want his minority girlfriend showing up with a black person or putting the photos on Instagram. Now, is he a racist and likely an idiot? Yeah, of course. He's a product of his generation, which is they don't make excuses for, but we understand this is how it works. And so But he does have, like Mark Cuban says, this is the United States of America. We have freedom of speech and freedom to be a dumbass.
Yeah.
We have the freedom, but we don't anymore, because this is what we talked about last time you and I were on the radio, about somebody making a stupid comment. I can't remember who it was now. But there's no punishment. There's a double standard. And there's no punishment for the black person who said it. There's no punishment for Jay-Z. And you may have seen my Facebook where I went off.
Oh, yeah, I brought up that point. I brought up that point, too.
He once owned the Nets, a portion of the Nets. Jay-Z, who has the N-word throughout his songs, he also has the word cracker throughout his songs to describe whites. He also makes light of the subject that to me, and in politics and personally, I've gone out and has been a big a thing I wanted to work for nonprofits and such. But he made light of the fact of women getting raped. That's no big deal. That's women and that's whites, and it's Jay-Z, so he's rapping, so it's okay. But this guy was in a private conversation.
And that's the thing. As I consider myself an artist, what I do is art, doing radio, and I think you could agree you've done the same thing. And also I've done stand up. I consider you should be able to get a pass on art. Depending on how you label yourself. Like if I labeled myself a news anchor, and I'm on CNN, I shouldn't be able to say whatever I want. But you got like, say, what's his name, Jon Stewart, or Glenn Beck, which they kind of run their own thing. Jon Stewart's a comedian. Glenn Beck has his own thing. I think Jay-Z should be able to get a pass to say stuff when it comes musically because it's art, but at the same time, I see your point. He was an owner of an NBA team, and he profited off of
and Glenn Beck, he'll make no bones about him being a conservative entertainer.
Yeah.
But he goes too far sometimes, and he's racist, and he's and he's a knucklehead. He is just that.
He's a crybaby. First and foremost, he's a fucking crybaby. Don't ever trust a man with a chalkboard.
He's up there with his blackboard.
Oh, God,
he's a genuinely entertaining person. And so
I want to bash his head into that chalkboard.
You know what? If that's the rule,
until his brain comes out.
If that's the rule, we're going to do is if you're an artist, you're a rapper, if you're, you can say whatever you want. That's cool. So from now on, I'm a rapper, and everything I say will just be me expressing my artistic beliefs.
Well, make sure you sample a beat behind it.
And so I'm headed after this. I'm going to go to Burger King. I'm going to order my food in rap form, and I'm going to interact with everybody in rap form.
Just make sure you sample a beat, and you're okay.
I'm perfect. I'll have my kids. They'll be beatboxing for me, and maybe every once in a while, they'll say something crazy to add to it, and it'll just be in rap form. And then, that way, if anybody ever uses my comments, most of them probably coming from your show, against me in my political future or my life or in court or something.
Hey, listen, don't blame any of my listeners for your failed political attempt. I did nothing to derail you. I look at it though, like I look at the artistic point of Jay-Z, and I side with him. But then I look at the point of being, I'm a smart individual who kind of sees things in black and white, and I'm a common sense type of guy. And it's like, okay, you had one NBA owner being able to profit off of what some would consider hate speech, and then you have another guy who in the privacy of his own home was having a private conversation, is now banned for life. Now, no matter what he said, and Don Sterling didn't drop any of those, those nuclear words. So it was like I could just imagine what would happen if some of those radioactive words were said. But
well, Smiling Jason, the day he said it though was actually on a Thursday, which is tomorrow. Do you know what else happens tomorrow, which is a Thursday?
It's the NFL draft, I believe.
No, wait, it's not tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and today's Tuesday.
Today's Wednesday.
What day are we on?
Today's Wednesday.
Thursday. Oh, that's right. It's the NFL draft.
Yes.
What a great segue.
And I want to know, I could just talk about that stupidity with the NBA. I haven't liked the NBA since Dennis Rodman had black hair. Long time ago, kids. Here's my thing. You look at the NFL draft, and you're a sports guy. You were a sports owner. You're a fantasy sports guru. I kind of think the guy from South Carolina is going to be the number 1 overall pick. That Clowney. What do you see going on afterwards? My big thing is I want to know what's going on with quarterbacks, because it's going to kind of shape what my team does, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's wild because the first 5 picks are the Houston Texans, St. Louis Rams, Jacksonville Jaguars, Browns, and then Raiders. Yep. And honestly, a bunch of these teams could go quarterback, but it doesn't look like it's really a quarterback-heavy draft. Like, the Texans, I don't know if they've they shorted up for the long haul. The Rams have Bradford, but there was some talk about them, them not being certain with him. The Jaguars, for the love of God, the Jaguars. If there's ever a team
that needs to move,
and I'm a big, from the day the Panthers came in and the Jaguars came in at the same time, and I'm an Eagles fan at heart, but I was also a Jaguars fan for years and years. Brunell, Fred Taylor, Jimmy Smith, good gracious, and it's honestly as if they have tried to lose, not to tank to get the first pick in the draft, but they have just tried to lose so that people go, okay, when they move, it's amazing because of some of the things they could have done to sell out they could have picked up Tebow and sold out their stadium.
Oh yeah,
they blacked out their games because they're not selling out their stadium. It's wild. It's
they're
really,
like
really
the
wild.
Cleveland Indians of when they were depicted in the movie. What was it? Major League with Charlie Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
Where they were that bad, and the owner's like, I just want to get rid of all the players. I just want to move.
And so Johnny Manziel's going to be the first guy off the board, it looks like, and he could legitimately go to any of those 5 teams, but I can't imagine that he'll go first. I mean, Clowney is this raw, this super talent who just has to come off the board first. And even though I honestly don't think, I don't think he'll be as good as Super Mario, who ended up. Where's he playing now? You might know.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I hope Houston drafts Clowney because in 7 years he's gonna be in a Bills jersey.
Perfect, exactly right. So he'll be up there, and I don't think he'll be as good as him. I don't think he'll be as good as Mario was coming out. And remember, the fans were irate when they drafted.
Yeah, I remember they wanted what's his nuts, little dude, Reggie Bush.
What's his nuts? No, they wanted Vince Young.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that draft. That there was a lot of I remember Mario Williams was not the safe pick. He was the safe pick. He wasn't the pick that they wanted because. And I remember what's his name? Wasn't their GM fired right after that?
It was a while after, but the fans created a full-page ad in the Houston or some Texas paper, and he to say, hey, draft Vince Young, you got to draft Vince Young, and he just it wasn't going to happen, and so. But anyways, Mario Williams went on to he had a great career, and ended up. I think he had legitimately 6 seasons in Texans, and then now is up at Buffalo. And I think he posted double-digit sack numbers for the Bills last year.
Yep.
But anyway, so the Clowney, I don't think he's as good as him, and I don't think he's got the motivation. If you look at some of the college stuff, they've said he was. Some of the college coaches have called him out for being not motivated or being lazy or for being scared. And, you can't blame the guy who doesn't want to get hurt because he wants to go make $20 million. I guess that's understandable, but, as a guy who's not making $20 million and doesn't have $20 million on the line, I also know how I play any sport, and I know the kind of athletes that I look for. And, I honestly think he may have that one good rookie year, and then from then on just be a mediocre player that they legitimately wasted a first-round pick on. And so, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Bills are at 9. They need a lot of work. So the only hope, I think, is Donald Trump. If he can just go ahead and buy him, then maybe
I don't
he
think
can fire some people and be good to go.
Screw that, dude. I like the GM that they have, and I like the boss that they have. Whaley is a good GM. He came from the Steelers, and I think he's got a knack for guys. And just being a Bills fan, I'm going to be a homer. I mean, good defensive line. Our linebackers are starting to shape up. We got what's his name? Spikes from New England, and then good defensive backs. I think our defense is going to be good. I tell you what, one player I wish the Bills could get, just magically they could get like the 5th pick and have the 9th pick, just for whatever. This would be a complete Madden moment. I would love them to get Khalil Mack from the University of Buffalo. I think that guy is going to be an outstanding linebacker slash rushing defensive end. What do you think about Mac?
Yeah, he's pretty good. I honestly think and this is probably a very if he's not taken off the board yet, and this is a pick that I think will be a mock draft accurate, because there's a lot of mock drafts out there say that Eric Ebron from UNC, who I've seen play, being a little bit of homer here, I think he will be huge for the Bills if it stands up, and I honestly think he will. He's 6'4", he's a big body and insanely athletic, and I think he could help out the Bills in a way. They've got what's the receiver's name? They've got the receiver. They've got some backs. Maybe their quarterback can, if he can add another weapon like Ebron in the middle, I think the Bills could be pretty good if they went there. I can't imagine them going quarterback in the first round.
No.
DJ Manuel is their quarterback. I can't imagine them going first round quarterback.
No.
But I could see second or third round them grabbing a quarterback, because just to add some real competition to Manuel.
Yeah, what's that one little, I saw an article about him today. They're calling him like the poor man's version of Manziel. I think he plays somewhere in the Carolinas, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know which one.
I don't know.
Poor man's Manziel.
Yeah. I'd have to look him up. But what do you think about Manziel? Part of me, I think he's a little prick. I just want to slap the hell out of him. He's like the Texas version of Justin Bieber in my mind.
Yeah.
But then I look at him, it's like, wow, you know how stupid everybody's going to feel?
He honestly needs to go to he also needs to go to the Jaguars. If he can go to the Jaguars, I mean, he is superstar right out the gate, But I think the Jaguars want to move, and I don't think they want to have this franchise quarterback in Jacksonville. I don't think they want superstar in there. So that would be the best scenario for the Jaguars and for him if they want to win, if they legitimately are trying to win. I think Manziel reminds me of a quarterback from USC back in the day who was a similar attitude, who didn't work out very well, who went to Arizona. Can you remember his name? He backed up Matt Leinart, backed up Kurt Warner during the Super Bowl years in Arizona.
Oh, Trent Green?
No, Matt Leinart.
Oh, Matt Leinart. I thought, when you said Kurt Warner's backup, you had me kind of confused for a minute.
Yeah, Kurt Warner's backup for you. Yeah, see, Kurt Warner took the Cardinals to the Super Bowl too. I mean, it's still hard to believe even years later. But he in the year before that, him and Kurt Warner and Leinart shared snaps under Denny Green, who was, I don't know what the hell he was thinking to split the snaps between the two, but he had faith in Leinart, and Matt Leinart, if you remember him or not.
Yeah, I remember
him. Goofball, and one of the most telling things I think on Matt Leinart was the Titans had a chance to draft him, and they chose not to. Well, what's significant about that at the time was his offensive coordinator from USC had gone to the Titans. And so he knew there was no way this guy was going to be good enough. So he ended up skipping him, and they chose Vince Young instead. And so I honestly think that's what's going to happen here. Manziel is that this guy is just going to be this guy who he ends up with this team. It's going to be, unless he ends up with a team, unless he falls far enough or a team trades in to grab him, he's going to end up on a crappy team, and he's not very good, and he's not used to losing.
I think he'd be perfect for the Raiders. I don't know why. I just think, not being a good player, I just think he's got a shitty attitude. Like the Raiders have a shitty organization, and I think somehow I think it would just be perfect. I don't know why. They would be like the anti-49ers. You got Kaepernick who can win. You have the 49ers, a good, solid, strong organization who knows how to build and win. And then you have the Raiders who have many good names on the team, but just don't know how to do anything. And I think that's like Manziel. I think he's got a good name. I don't think he's going to be able to really do much of anything in the pros. I think it'd be perfect. I just think that would be fun. I think that would be fun to watch. I don't know why.
And, Manziel is a Texas guy, and he, like I said, he's won, and so it's going to be interesting. And I'm always worried about there's two things I'm really worried about. Is that when there's number one teams or in the top five teams, when you look at these players coming out, and you saw this often with Miami. Miami had years and years of first-round draft picks, and some of them were insanely good. But when Miami was really, really, really good, there was guys drafted way before they ever should have because they were on that team and they had these stats that weren't legitimate. They weren't legitimate stats. So when you have a team like Texas A&M, and you're a damn good team, and you have damn good blockers and damn good receivers and a good back and a defense that can keep you in games, you, as a quarterback, your stats get a little more inflated than they probably should be. And so I think maybe that's not fully the case, 100% the case here with him, but he's not that good. And so he has almost a 70% completion average. What's that translate into the NFL for him when he actually plays good defenses every week?
About 50.
It's like 50, which is, it's maybe 40. Like 45 is not going to be enough. And so, he's athletic. He had a whole bunch of rushing yards. He's going to get killed. He's not, they've compared him to Drew Brees, to not being as fast as Vic, but being as athletic. That's crazy. And then the Johnny Football. And I think the real issue is the Johnny Football name.
See, that's just an arrogant Texas name.
Johnny Football during the NFL season, I may throw my TV.
See, I think Chris Berman is a smart enough guy to give him a new nickname like Johnny Acne. I think is perfect because that dude's about to be a millionaire. He can get some Clearasil.
Johnny D-Bag.
Johnny D-Bag would be perfect. I don't think he's as you look at like some of the guys that have come out like him. Kaepernick. Kaepernick came in. He played in a conference in college that was known for high octane type of offense. So it's like the guy could play on offense. Then you had Wilson, who plays for Seattle, who started off in South Carolina, played a pro style, and then went to Wisconsin, played another good pro style. So it's like, okay, he played in a couple good college systems. Drew Brees, I think, is just smart, super intelligent guy, and in a good system. Now, I don't see Manziel being like that. Texas A&M isn't that good of a team, I just don't think
right.
that good of a team. I just think I don't know.
It's Russell Wilson. You had to know he was going to be something good, even though he was passed up. And I mean, just watching the man talk and listening to him and seeing him, what he chose to do. And he was in North Carolina and he transferred and he wanted to go play. He wanted to play and he wanted a chance to play and win. But you didn't hear his mouth popping off and his, insanity. And he was good. You knew he was good. And even though he wasn't this, prototypical quarterback and they gave him such crap for it, they're still, Wilson is 5'11", 6 foot, and Manziel is 6 foot, 6'1". So there's about an inch difference between the two, and their weight's about the same. But I think Wilson is way more athletic and way more intelligent and can improvise, and he didn't have the running statistics that Manziel actually had, which is shocking when you think about it, because Wilson has the feet, and you see it every Sunday. Even though he's not sprinting down the field for 40, he will move in that pocket to find a thing. And I think it'll be the other way. I think Manziel will try to run down the field, especially because he's going to end up on a crappy team. Mm-hmm. He's going to end up on a crappy team getting hit and chased down, and their left tackle's going to be letting the guys free, and it's not going to end well. He starts trying to get those, he gets 20 yards, 40 yards, because he's going to get cracked, and he's cocky enough, which I love. I love the arrogant and cocky players. I love to play with them, and I absolutely am one whenever I've played sports. And I think there's an advantage to it for the most part, but I also think that a guy like Manziel is going to end up getting cracked. And, will he get hurt? Will that end his career? No, I just don't think his career is going to go very well, and I don't think it'll be a successful one by any means.
Yeah, no, I don't know how much time you got left. Just let me know. But I want to know, what do you think it'd be? the team or the scenario or the player that just completely screws everything up just in the first round. Because I've seen all the mock drafts; they're all kind of fairly the same. You know, the occasional, kind of sort of like an argument of who's going to go where, but almost everybody has a general consensus on like the top 32 picks. I've seen it as like the same guy's going to go to Green Bay who was predicted to go there 2 months ago. Same guy's going to go to Houston and so on and so forth. It's kind of you can kind of see maybe not the player but the position. It's like, okay, Jacksonville was going to take him, but he took him. I understand that. Who's going to be the person to just screw everything up and make Mel Kiper look like an idiot?
I don't know, man. I think it'll be a quarterback or a running back that really messes up your boy, your best buddy, Kiper, who I absolutely despise.
Oh, I can't stand
watching.
Him. I can't stand him.
It's wild because he makes it look like there is a science to sports. I mean, there legitimately is. There is a numeric and a binary and a science to knowing what's going to happen. And I like I said, this is partially my career now, and so I make a living off of knowing that figuring out and knowing what's going to happen next. And so he does the same thing like once a year, acting as if he has this science figured out or a wonderful inside source that is letting him know what's going to happen. And if you go back and watch the film where he goes, oh, I don't think that guy's going to do very well, or that guy's going to be terrible. And then, the guy's a freaking megastar or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that always, I laughed my ass off. It's like, I want that 7th rounder to just go and pound the hell out of Kiper. Like, you said I was going to be in the 2nd round. But I want to say, like, every year I want to call up Kiper on, like, his helmet phone, because I know he's got one somewhere, for the Baltimore Colts. He started off with the Colts, I think, as a scout, like, years ago. It was like some little boy genius when he was 18 or something like that. But last year, I picked the first 10 picks correctly, and I got the first 3 picks for the Bills correct. And 5 out of the 6 Bills picks I got correct. It's not that hard. Once you see these players go, it's like, okay, this person's going to go here. This person's going to go here. I don't know.
Right, and
like,
it's really really not that hard if you follow a team like you do with the Bills and I do with the Eagles. It's really not that hard to go, oh yeah, I can see this happening instead of this weird, insane fantasy thing he comes up with. And I understand he comes up with 32 choices or whatever, but it's it's not quite the same. I think Bridgewater might be one that just throws the monkey wrench in there for everybody.
It's going to be some crappy team that I could see Minnesota. Minnesota has a history of drafting just crap quarterbacks.
Right.
Yeah, I could see him going to Minnesota just because,
I could see, there's in the 2nd round and 3rd round, especially the 2nd round, I could see a guy like Connor Shaw from South Carolina, somebody just being like, oh, you know what, we're going to jump up here and draft him in the 3rd, 2nd, or 3rd round, even though I think he's actually a decent either quarterback or maybe even a backup. But
that's who they said was the poor man's Manziel.
Yeah, I like Connor Shaw. I think he's actually a pretty good quarterback, and his statistically or his measurements, height, weight, they measure up to your buddy Johnny Football. But Connor Shaw, I think is actually good, and I don't think he had the talent around him that Manziel had. And I think if you switch Connor Shaw into that system and those pieces, I think he does really well. And so I could see him being because if you think back, the big one that I remember, a big monkey wrench thrown in there, was when first was Willis McGahee in the 1st round. He got drafted in the 1st round.
Yep.
People didn't expect that because he come off a horrific.
Oh yeah, I remember that during the what was it?
Knee shattering, leg, spine tingling, breaking, whatever happened to that man's leg. It was just ungodly. And then Maurice Claret in the 3rd round by the Broncos also. Those are 2 picks. One in the 1st and one in the 3rd over the years that I remember just being like, what?
Well, the Bills actually drafted McGahee in the 1st.
Yeah, I'm sorry, McGahee. Yeah. And McGahee, and then the Broncos got Corvette. And so McGahee was good. He had some, he did well, and especially for someone with a one leg, and then Claret, he fizzled out and he ended up, fading out right away. But they took a chance on him, and they would have looked like geniuses had he played. And for those who don't remember Maurice Claret, Maurice was a stud 18-year-old Ohio State running back who looked like the greatest thing that could ever play, and he tried to buck the system and enter the draft early, and the NFL said no dice and ended up ruining his chance to really play again. He ended up having some legal issues, and they gave him a second chance, and he ended up getting drafted in the third round, which should have been a blessing for him. But he ended up showing up out of shape, fat, overweight, and just ruined his chances. But anyways, I could see a Connor Shaw being something like that, being picked in the late second, third, fourth round, where it doesn't make sense. Like, it's kind of like, wait, nobody else is reaching for this guy, and somebody looking like a genius. And then I could see, a quarterback like Bridgewater being picked way early. And Manziel is supposed to be the first pick, but there's Blake. What's the guy's name from UCF? Blake Bortles, who's supposed to be one of the top ones taken too. So we could see Manziel go first, and then I think towards the end, if no other quarterbacks go off the board from like 5 until the mid-20s or early 20s, we could see some teams jumping in to draft a Bridgewater or a Carr or something like that, or Blake to round out that last day, because it's strange, because it's almost like some of the things they do in that first round, they don't want to wait that extra day. They want their quarterback. Like, it'll give them some kind of advantage,
Now, one thing, Mr. Eagles fan, waiting forever and then taking a quarterback. Last year, what's his name from USC? How are the Eagles going to be this year without Vic and with Foles at the helm, with no Jackson to throw to?
Yeah, it was wild to see Jackson go. I seriously was shocked, and it's a telling thing. Once again, why didn't Reed go after him? Reed and him had a really close relationship, and so Andy Reid in Kansas City, and Andy Reid needs Deshaun Jackson. He needs it. Like, if he had gotten that attitude, a Nick Foles who's good, Deshaun Jackson who's good, it would be a great team over there. But they really, I think they did a okay thing. I think he maybe has 1 year left, 1 year of productivity left. Maybe it's this year, maybe it's next. But here comes the regression for this receiver. He's had great years, and now it'll start dropping down. Like, it's going to happen. And so maybe, like I said, maybe he's got 1 year left, but it won't be many years after that he's as productive as his salary or as he thinks he will be. And so I think Nick Foles will play well. Nick Foles, I think it was something like 70% of his targets or 60% of his targets went to the white guy. What was his name? The white receiver.
Yeah.
Cooper. Who started the year with a racist issue too.
Yeah, the racist redneck, dropping M-bombs at a country concert. He's not the only one that's ever done that. The whole crowd does that.
Well, you love country music, right?
Oh yeah. As much as I like an enema in the shape of a cannonball. No.
Perfect. But I think the Eagles will do well. I think the Eagles will do well this year. I think second year in that offense, I think they'll do really well.
I think Foles should have won the MVP last year. I really do. And I'm not an Eagles fan at all. I don't like them. Never have liked them. But I really think Foles should have won the MVP last year.
Well, he was good. He played out of nowhere. And so now I'm always, this is talking about the fantasy football and DraftKings and dailyfantasykings.com. But when there's something that happens, and I'll give you guys a little tip and some information for when you play, because I know you're going to play this year. You're going to play some DraftKings.
I definitely am. And I want the inside track. We'll split the money.
Yeah, I'll help you out for sure. But you'll see when quarterbacks bust on the scene, or a backup quarterback comes in, they will do often very, very well. And this goes back to history in the 90s. I remember as a kid watching it. And, you may remember Mike Tomczak. Mike Tomczak came in the 90s and had a blast of a game. There was a guy in Jacksonville who took away a start from Brazil, or Brunel. Brunel was out for a game. And so he comes in and he throws for like 400 yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns. And then he's traded away because they're not really that good. It's an outlier.
And then the Bills signed Rob Johnson to a huge contract, and
exactly. So see, you know the guy's name. I knew you would know.
I know. I had 2 of his jerseys back in the day.
And so the surfer, Rob Johnson.
Yep.
So their last year you saw it with quarterbacks who would come in, they'd get that bump. And I tried to, there's another guy who works with me, and I tried to tell him that when they get to prepare, like especially when, what was his name? I forgot the quarterback. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Somebody else came in and he did well.
Oh yeah.
Well, why did he do well? Because Aaron Rodgers was the one they prepped for. And so once you change that preparation, suddenly there's another guy who does things differently. Things are a little bit different. And Dan Marino got hurt back in the day. Damien Huard came in. And he went nuts. So, and my whole point of all this is my worry is, or even Marino and Scott Mitchell, if you remember that.
Yep, I remember Mitchell. Then went on to the Lions. I'm an NFL historian.
Exactly. See, and he was terrible. He was a damn terrible quarterback.
Yeah, he was got. Well, you know what? Any quarterback that was handing off to Barry Sanders, for whatever reason, was just god awful. Like you have the reincarnation of Jim Brown you're handing the ball to, and you still suck.
You have the greatest probably athlete that has ever put on a freaking NFL uniform in Barry Sanders, who could just go 100 yards at any point, at any time, even if it wasn't 100 yards for a touchdown, 100 yards back and forth maybe. Mm-hmm. But he could do it, and it didn't matter. Like, how could they not? They had Herman Moore, too. They had a receiver. They had a running back. How in the world did they not have a world-class, dummy quarterback just do decently? He should have. But Scott Mitchell went there, and he did all right, but he wasn't good. But they bought into it. So my worry is, that's my point here. My worry was Nick Foles this year. I think he'll do well. But my worry is they've got the tape on him now. They can study. They can prep for him. There's no surprise. What happens this year with him? Was it just this 1 year where he gets it? And now is he just going to be mediocre? And I honestly think that that we could see something like that where he ends up being this just decent quarterback. This maybe system quarterback that does all right but doesn't put up the numbers like he did last year.
Yeah, I could see that. And before we get going, I'm sure you've been on longer than you wanted to or planned on. Who do you think is going to be the bust, the first-round bust? The names that we've all heard, not the guy that's going to go offensive lineman at, the 21st pick. But, and not Johnny Manziel, because it's easy to say he's going to be the greatest. It's going to be easy to say he's going to be the worst.
I honestly think it'll be Clowney who's the first one. I think he'll have that one year that you're like, he's really good, but he ends up not being very good. I have no faith in his ability or his desire to be the greatest or to deserve that first round thing. And when you think about the first pick in the draft, there's a lot of expectation for it. And so we don't. When you think about, when I say a bust, you can't. Does he go on to have an 8-year career? Maybe, and that's great. That's better than average. But you're the first pick in the draft. You're the new franchise player. You need to be a superstar, not an 8-year average player who starts and does all right. You need to be damn good. And I honestly think he's going to get his money, and he's not going to prove anybody wrong. He's going to get his money, and that's it. And just go. He's not going to be like, I'm going to prove that I'm damn good, and I'm not some little punk. And I honestly think that'll be the case. So the first pick in the draft, he'll be up there and he'll be excited. And like I said, maybe it's year 1, maybe it's year 2. He has that really good year to get people excited in Houston. But Houston, like the Rockets, suck. and like the Texans sucked. And, like,
Yeah,
New Orleans
remember they got
sucked.
Cushing too. They're gonna have on. They're gonna worry more about Cushing than Clowney. So I think that's gonna bolster his numbers just a little bit.
Well, and like I said, year 1 or year 2, that'll be that year he does it. Outside of that, done. It's not going to be that superstar by any means. And listen, any city that allows the Bills to come back on them, they don't deserve to do well for years and years.
Yep,
and years
that's
and
what
years.
you get. Warren Moon, suck it. Now the city has to deal with the Houston Astros forever. So, but I think
right,
I think the safest pick is going to be Mack. I think he's going to be a beast. It's so easy to find a linebacker in the 6th round, but I think he's going to be a stud, kind of like Willis in San Fran. I think that dude's just going to be. The thing is, he not just because he's a hometown guy from the University of Buffalo, but he came from a conference that all they did is throw the ball, and to set NCAA records, not just conference records or team records. He set NCAA records, like multiple records. When that conference, the last good player that conference made was, I think, Roethlisberger. To seriously, to say a name, but all they are is offensive teams, and to have such a stud defensive player come out of there, I think he's going to be amazing, and especially in a system. I think if he was to slip to the Browns, I guarantee it, he'll be Defensive Rookie of the Year because the Browns' new head coach.
Can you imagine the packing of the stadium for Buffalo if he were to drop 9? And
it'd be insane. It'd be insane. I'd love to see it because I think Spikes, Kiko Alonso, and Khalil Mack would be an awesome trio, but he'll never drop to the Bills. I seriously think because the Browns got the coordinator from the Ravens and the Jets, and then he was a coordinator for the Bills last year, and he's had amazing defenses wherever he's gone and great linebackers. I think if Mack goes to the Browns, he's going to be the Defensive Rookie of the Year. I guarantee it, and he'll be on Madden, 2015.
16. So not this year, the next year.
16, whatever it is. Yeah, I seriously think he'll be that good. Watch, he's going to blow out his ACL in week 3, the preseason, and I'm going to be the laughing stock of internet radio again. But
all right,
man, I look forward to.
I appreciate being on and talking some NFL draft. I can't wait to watch tomorrow, and I'll be rooting for Mac to drop down.
Oh man, I'll be on Twitter and Facebook, so we got to go back and forth. I'd like to see. Let's make a friendly wager. I don't know. If I get a correct pick, you owe me 10, and a night with your wife. If you get a pick correct, I'll just give you
some ice cream.
A high five. I'll give you a high five and ice cream. There you go.
Perfect. This is a fair bet to me.
I'll give you the Barry Horowitz pat on the back.
Perfect.
All right, man. Well, I'm definitely going to sign up because I want to try it out. I've heard about the Dollar DraftKings for a few months now, and I definitely want to try it out, man. So I'm definitely going to.
Yeah, man. Lots of fun. Go through my website. My website's not up all the way yet, but you can find the link on there. Especially for you guys, for anybody who's listening to you, and for you, dailyfantasykings.com. Real easy. Go up there. Drop $5 in there. And then you can play some free games, learn how to play it. You can message me, and we can talk, and I can let you know how to play better and win some money. And like I said, there's millions of dollars actually on the line, and you can get a piece of it. So.
Well, it's on there. I just sent a note to myself in my group chat with myself, and I will be posting it on the page in a little bit, man. So I look forward to it. I'm going to try it out. But Tristan, man, good luck to your Eagles tomorrow, and
Been fun, man. Thank you.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later. That was Tristan Patterson. He's a radio buddy of mine. We've been friends for a while. I think he was on a little bit longer than what he wanted to, but that's what you get for calling in 10 minutes late, sucker. But yeah, I think it was cool. I think it was pretty damn cool, and I think tomorrow is going to be awesome. I guarantee if Khalil Mack goes to the Browns, I don't know why. I think if he goes to the Browns, he's going to be amazing. Hopefully he could go to the Bills. I like to see Khalil Mack go to the Bills, but that'll never happen. I think Mac is going to be the best pick in the first round on defense. Offense is a little bit different. You can get a wide receiver at 18 that's turns out to be amazing because it's a passing league. But whatever. Enough about football. Football. Yeah. But tomorrow's the draft, and I am so excited. I will definitely be on Twitter at I'm Silent J, talking a whole lot of smack. I'm going to be trolling the hell out of teams tomorrow. Why? Because that's what I'd like to do for situations like that. I like to become a troll during the Grammys, the Emmys, the NFL draft, and the VMAs. Big stuff like that. Screw the Tonys and the Golden Globes and the MLB draft. Nobody got time for that. All right. But I wanted to talk about the White House Correspondents Association dinner, and I wanted to play some of the Joe McHale stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna play that now, and yeah, this is what I wanted to play a while ago. Ooh, getting crazy.
It's a light evening. It's a dinner. You know, we're not going to talk about serious issues. Be soon.
Here's the dinner. Is it? Wait a second.
Everybody, please have a seat.
What the hell is this?
Please, everybody have a seat. Have a seat. Please, everybody have a seat.
What is this?
You guys can sit.
Okay. I don't really know what to do.
What is this crap?
So it's like, please just sit down, everyone.
Huh? What is that? Shut up. What was that? C-SPAN, you pissed me off. Get to the Joe McHale part. What? What the hell's going on? Let's see. This is all I wanted to play was a Joe McHale video. I wanted to play some of his stuff. I thought it was funny. Let's see. Is this it? Let's see. Can I get a clip here? Oh, man, another damn... What the hell's going on? This is becoming a horrible show because every link I had is not working. Oh, man, I had stuff lined up and set up. I wanted to talk about the Correspondents' dinner with Joe McHale. How I think he destroyed Obama and Chris Christie and the crowd. I thought it was hilarious. I think he kicked ass. I thought it was good. Let's play it. Is it going to play now? No. What the hell? Screw this. We're going to go right to the source here. Let's see. YouTube play it. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is what I wanted to play.
I am the last.
Okay, here we go. Now, what this is, Joe McHale was the head, the last speaker, the last performer, entertainer, the headliner for the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which that's the press gets together and DC gets together. So you have pretty much the who's who of politicians and the who's who of media and news, and then they kind of roast each other, talk shit about each other. And then you have the big guy at the end, kind of comes in and just does a number. Conan O'Brien was in charge of it. Well, was the last guy before. Who else? Jay Leno was, a couple other names, but this year it was Joe McHale. And I thought he was really funny, so I wanted to play his stuff for you and see what you think. If anything, it'll give me a free 10 minutes of just sitting here and pissing around.
All right, everybody, here we go. I am the last person standing between you and your after party. So in just an hour and 15 minutes, you'll be walking out of here, all right? I'm going to break Jay Leno's record tonight. Strap in. Here we go. Good evening, Mr. President, or as Paul Ryan refers to you, yet another inner-city minority relying on the federal government to feed and house your family. I'm a big fan of President Obama. I think he's one of the all-time great presidents, definitely in the top 50.
And this,
Please
for those of
explain
you
to
that,
Jessica Simpson.
and for those of you that are not watching this right now, he's standing like 10 feet from the president, and the president's laughing. I think that takes a lot of moxie to not only get away with it, but also to to be that good at telling your jokes and your routine with the guy standing right there that you're just slamming.
You're right. That was love. All right. How about the president's performance tonight, everyone? Sir, it's amazing that you can still bring it with fresh, hilarious material. And my favorite bit of yours was when you said you'd close the detention facility at Guantanamo Bay. That was a classic. That was hilarious, hilarious. Still going. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the First Lady, Mrs. Obama. You have been very kind to me and my family, especially when you showed us all how to tear a phone book in half with your bare hands. It was incredible. I'd also like to thank the White House Correspondents Association for having me and for not being able to book Jimmy Fallon. That's true. All right. Look, I know it's been a long night, but I promise that tonight will be both amusing and over quickly, just like Chris Christie's presidential bid. I got a lot of these tonight, so...
And Chris Christie was in the crowd. That was, I think, another funny part of it. Little fat ass was right there.
Just like Chris Christie's presidential bid. I got a lot of these tonight, so buckle up, Governor Christie. Excuse me, extender buckle up. All right. Oh, I deserve that. I agree on that one. That you're right on. Now, allow me to tell you a little about myself. My name is Joel McHale. I'm on an NBC show called Community. That's exactly what I thought. I also host a show called The Soup, which is on the E! Network. Thank you. To Republicans in attendance, E! is the channel that your deeply closeted gay son likes to watch. Democrats, it's the same channel that your happy, openly gay son likes to watch. E! is also home to the Kardashians, who, believe it or not, are Republicans. And I know that because they're always trying to screw black people. Yep. Now just the men. Okay.
I thought that was a pretty funny routine, and I wanted to play some of the president's routine now. I thought he was funny. Again, his stuff is written for him, but I think it was pretty good. So let's play the president's stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody, please have a seat. Have a seat. Before I get started, can we get the new presidential setup out here?
I don't know why that was funny. They just put some ferns next to him. That's dumb.
That's more like it.
Get funny. Start getting more
It's
funny.
great to be back. What a year, huh? I usually start these dinners with a few self-deprecating jokes. After my stellar 2013, What could I possibly talk about? I admit it. Last year was rough. Sheesh. At one point, things got so bad, the 47% called Mitt Romney to apologize. Of course, we rolled out healthcare.gov. That could have gone better. In 2008, my slogan was, yes, we can. In 2013, my slogan was, Control, Alt, Delete. On the plus side, they did turn the launch of healthcare.gov into one of the year's biggest movies.
Maybe shit wasn't funny. I don't know.
But rather than dwell on the past, I would like to pivot to this dinner. Let's welcome our headliner this evening, Joel McHale. On Community, Joel plays a preening, self-obsessed narcissist. So this dinner must be a real change of pace for you. I want to thank the White House Correspondents Association for hosting us here tonight. I am happy to be here, even though I am a little jet-lagged from my trip to Malaysia. The lengths we have to go to get CNN coverage these days.
So that was funny.
I think they're still searching for their table. MSNBC is here. They're a little overwhelmed. They've never seen an audience this big before. But look, everybody is trying to keep up with this incredibly fast-changing media landscape. For example, I got a lot of grief on cable news for promoting Obamacare to young people on Between Two Ferns. But that's what young people like to watch. And to be fair, I am not the first person on television between two potted plants.
Oh, that was good. For those of you who didn't watch this, they showed a picture of Melissa Hasselbeck on Fox and Friends with the blonde dude and the dark-haired dude. I thought that was funny.
Sometimes I do feel disrespected by you reporters, but that's okay. Seattle Seahawk cornerback Richard Sherman is here tonight, and he gave me some great tips on how to handle it. Jake Tapper, don't you ever talk about me like that. I'm the best president in the game. What do you think, Richard? Was that good? A little more feeling next time? While we're talking sports, just last month, a wonderful story. An American won the Boston Marathon for the first time in 30 years.
Okay, enough of that. Ooh.
Which was inspiring and only fair since a Kenyan has been president for the last 6.
All right. So, yeah, I just saw something pop up. I didn't know. Huh. Weird. YouTube won't let you use YouTube. How odd. Wow, that's something I didn't know. I've never known this. I did not know this up until just now. With the show being broadcasted on vetsonmedia.com. It's also on Google Hangout and YouTube. And what is all that beeping? I don't know. It told me this hangout will end if you continue broadcasting content you aren't authorized to use. It's very weird. I did not know that, and I do know that now, that I guess YouTube is not allowed. YouTube does not allow you to use YouTube on YouTube. That's odd. So let me get this straight. I host a show on YouTube and use content on YouTube. I make content on YouTube, but I can't use content from YouTube for my content on YouTube. Very strange indeed. YouTube, you're very odd. Skynet, this is not over, my friends. But anyway, you know what it is the end of? It is the end of my show. I will have a very good guest on next week, I think. He is an author, and he's a veteran, and he will talk about what's with all the damn beeping. I don't get the beeping. What is that? What is that? I don't get it now. It's very strange. But anyway, I have author and veteran Michael Blumling. He's going to be on. He's going to be talking about his book, which I didn't get the title of it from his publicist, his PR rep, but I'll have it for next week. It talks about abuse, and it talks about being a disabled veteran. So two things that are I think near and dear to my heart, and helping people overcome. So next week we're going to have a bit of a serious show. So I look forward to having Michael Blumling. I think that's how I pronounce his name. He's a veteran. He's a disabled vet, and he was abused, I guess, when he was younger, or that's what his book's about. And so I'm going to read the reviewable copy of his book, and then I'm going to have him on the show next week. So that's going to be my special guest, and I got another big guest. I got a big guest in the works. So hold on and bear with me for a couple weeks, because I don't know if he's going to be on in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks or in a month, but I got a big guest that I'm going to be all sorts of excited about. So anyway, I'm going to get going before I get bitch slapped by Google here. I really didn't know I could not use. I really didn't know I couldn't use YouTube content on YouTube. Very strange. Very strange you are, YouTube. But next week, like I said, I'm going to have Michael Blumling on. And tomorrow, first round of the NFL draft. It's like a freaking holiday. I tell you. It's more of a holiday than Easter. And what's Easter now? It's cold. It's warm. It's kind of cold. Kind of warm. Forgot where you hid the eggs until 2 weeks later. Kind of stinks. Everyone's allergies are kind of sort of flaring up. Flowers are kind of blooming, kind of not. Should you be happy? Should you be sad? Should you repent? Should you ignore it? What should you do? Should you pass it over? Aha. What should you do for Easter? I don't know. Get rid of Easter as a holiday. The NFL draft has officially replaced Easter as an official holiday in my books, just because. Okay? It's not like Christmas or Hanukkah or Halloween or Thanksgiving. Those are kind of like party down boogie days. You eat, feast. Easter's kind of like, I don't know, the holidays, because Christmas is a birthday, Hanukkah is kind of like a miracle, spreading the wealth of heating oil. Halloween is pretty cool. You get candy. Thanksgiving, you just eat. Easter, you celebrate it because somebody died. It's like party at a funeral. I don't know. I know he returns, but still, to get there, he went through some horrible pain. So should Easter be a holiday you celebrate? It should just be a day you kind of sit around the house and be thankful that you're You're not going through that, you know? So, I don't know. Easter, no longer an official holiday in Silent J's world. It's not a day you should celebrate. It's kind of sad. Dude died. He was tortured and died. And he came back to life. And then he left really quick. He went upstairs. So it's like, what should you celebrate? Where do the eggs come into play? I understand it's a symbol of new life. You know, it's a symbol of new life. You know, it also is a symbol of new life. A condom with a hole in it. All right, so don't give me none of that. I don't buy all the bunny. We just had Easter a couple weeks ago. I don't understand the bunny. I don't understand the colored eggs. I don't understand the Pez dispensers and the peeps. I don't care how you dress up a peep or the Cadbury eggs. With the bunny buck, 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 buck. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. It's beyond me. Easter is no longer a holiday to Silent J. I would celebrate the meaning of it, but I will not celebrate or tolerate that crap that we call holiday. The NFL draft, that's a holiday. That's 32 cities of having fun or being upset. And then you could have the corresponding cities, like take Minnesota, for example. Minneapolis is going to boogie down because that's where the Vikings are. But guess what? Duluth, you're just as happy because you don't have any other reason to be happy, so you're going to be happy for another city. Okay, same thing like Buffalo. Buffalo's all excited, so Rochester just kind of string onto that happiness. Sorry, Jacksonville, you just stink. You know, Fort Lauderdale going to be excited about Miami. You know, all that good stuff. L.A., what do you got to be happy about? You don't have a football team. You got a racist basketball owner. Oxymoron. Screw you, L.A. So, I don't know. Gilbert, Arizona, just as excited about Phoenix when it comes to Arizona not drafting a quarterback. So you see, tomorrow's like a holiday for everybody. Everybody wins during the NFL draft. Who wins during Easter? Nobody. Dentist. That's who wins. The dentist wins. Not even the dogs, because usually on Thanksgiving a dog wins. Dog is like in the winner's seat around Thanksgiving because people are dropping turkey, dropping carrots, and stuffing and mashed potatoes and rolls and more turkey and gravy, and the dog's down there just going to town, getting some turkey skin, getting everything, just getting it. And turkey. The dog's getting turkey. What is he getting on Easter? Some kid drops chocolate, dog goes to eat it and dies. That is not how a dog wins. But on the NFL draft, a dog wins because usually the owner of the dog is so drunk, he's like, here, just have a hot dog with me. Give the dog a hot dog. Is that cannibalistic in nature? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to ponder is it a cannibalistic issue if a dog eats a hot dog. I don't know. We'll see. And I know a hot dog isn't really made out of dog. Everybody knows that. It's made out of raccoon nuts and squirrel ass. But still, you know, the reason why it's called a dog. I'm not going to eat a treat that's made out of potatoes and carrots if it's called human flesh. That just doesn't sound appealing, even though I like carrots and I like potatoes. You can't combine them and you call it, hey, what's that dish called? Human flesh. I'll pass. Thank you. No, thank you. I'll pass. But anyway, I'm going to go, okay? Don't eat human flesh. Don't feed your dog a dog. Tomorrow's a holiday. Easter is not. And I'm going to have a cool guest on next week. This is Tactical 16 Radio. I am Silent J. I'm going to go, okay? So go check out tactical16.com. That's tactical16.com for all your veteran reading pleasure. Go to vetsonmedia.com right there and listen to all the cool shows. Oh, and by the way, intrusive. I just got to say one thing. Hey, Army, stop being intrusive. I felt like I was going to a gulag the other day at work taking pictures of my tattoos in all its glory. So taking pictures of my tattoos so I don't get another one. You're 35 years old. You're an E6. You are a veteran of major combat multiple times, but we're going to take a picture of your tattoo because we're a bunch of pricks. That's what the Army said to me. That's what the Army said. The Army said you've never gotten in major trouble. You've had a good career. You've even, looking at your NCOERs and some of the things you've accomplished, you've had a great career. Staff Sergeant Silent J, you've had a very good career. Okay? You've won the Army Award for your field a couple times. Okay? You've been to combat a couple times, came back, got the party rock. Okay? You got to be kind of a star in basic training. I was the cool guy in basic training 14 years ago. However long it was, 13 years ago. 14 years ago? Yeah, 14. You know, you've not ever pissed hot. You've never gone to duty too intoxicated. You had relations with the former commander. That right there. Get the Barry Horowitz pat on the back for that one, kiddies. You know, you've done all this stuff. Love. Memories. You know, I think about all the things I've done in my career. You've had a great career, Staff Sergeant Silent J. You've had a very good career. You've done great things. You've taught plenty of soldiers plenty of things. You've never had anybody get hurt on your watch. They don't call me Sammy Safety for nothing, bitches. You've had a very good career. You know how we're going to reward you in the twilight, the winding down the last 6 years of your career? Oh, by the way, I'm going to brigade headquarters. Then I'm going to go be a brigade headquarters guy for the, twilight of my career, and I'm going to go enforce major policies and maybe make a policy or two because I'm going to be in a brigade. Imagine this guy in a brigade. Yeah, right. But I am. I'm going to be in a brigade. I just want to show, if anybody from that brigade is watching, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get, I look like a fucking geek right now, but I'm really not. I'm a cool dude. All right, I'm a smart guy. I use my damn head. I use my brain. All right, and all the ideas and stuff that come out of my face is just brilliance when it comes to the Army. Okay, you know how the Army rewards me? Looks like I got big ass hands on here. You know how the Army rewards me? By taking pictures of my tattoos. Because see, this is okay. See where I stopped? Right there. For those of you that don't know, I can put on my Class A's and you'll never see a damn thing. See all these tattoos? See all this stuff? All this stuff in here. Got all that stuff right there. You know what the Army says? Okay, that's fine. But you see that spot right there? That's not filled in? You can't fill that in. If you do, we're going to kick your ass out. You know why? Because we over-recruited about 7-8 years ago. And we got a lot of scumbags now, and I'm going to say that. A lot of scumbags in the Army that ruined it for guys like me who have done a very good job, who have busted my ass, done great things, done good things, got into some trouble, but I did it the right way. And now, you know what I can't do? I can't finish my damn sleeves. Why? Because we got a bunch of a-holes when we really just needed bodies in 2006, 2007, 05, 06, 07, those kind of shit years for the Army. When I was already a combat vet, and I was like, why do you need more people? Just clone me. So you get a bunch of scumbags in, and then you let them re-enlist because it's like, oh, we're still trying to technically in 2 wars. So what do? You keep these scumbags, and you know who I'm talking about. You fat, disgusting, overweight nobodies who do frickin' lines of coke on your days off, and you don't get busted. You scumbags. Those scumbags, the guys that look down, you don't see a soldier. You see what happens when you get depressed as a man. You stop doing push-ups and sit-ups, and you start eating. You look like you're pregnant. You guys are ruining it for me. You know, you guys that during peacetime would have never been able to sniff the ass crack of a recruiter. Well, guess what? With you hooligans, with your damn track marks in your arms and your stupid ghetto-ass tattoos on your neck, not that there's a problem with tattoos on the neck, but you guys got ghetto tattoos. Oh, they let you in with open arms. Now guess what? Now I got to deal with your silly asses. Now I got to compete with you for a spot. Well, I shouldn't. I shouldn't have to. Look at my NCOERs. Shit's golden. Ones and twos. Looks like a new binary code on my damn NCOERs. But no, I got to deal with a bunch of riffraff assholes that, and I'm sorry, I'm swearing, but it's intrusive. Like, seriously, you took pictures of my damn tattoos and you said, Staff Sergeant Silent J, you're a man. You are all that is man. And you've done great things in the Army. But see that little bit of whiteness on your arm in between the tattoos? See this spot right here? See this spot right here? If you even get that filled in, we're going to discipline you by kicking you out, barring you from re-enlistment, saying to your pension. How's that fair? Why? Because some stupid recruiters, and I'm friends with a couple of you dumbass recruiters who ruined it for me by letting in some of these douchebags, you know, these guys that are just kind of floating by, just kind of skimming by their whole career, right to 20, damn, don't know how they're doing it. You know the guys before all the crackdown, you know the E4s that would have been in the Army for 20 years? I remember one doofus when I first joined, this big, tall dummy. I forgot his name. Let's just call him Baby Huey because he looked like a dummy. Dummy, E4. For life, big caterpillar mustache dummy. He was like, dude, I remember that guy. Remind me of just somebody from, just like his last name should have been Griswold. You know, just some dummy from a National Lampoon's movie. Just some like, God, I remember that guy. What was that guy's name? Oh, when I first joined, I looked at him like, I'm supposed to look up to this dude? Hell no. That was 14 years ago. Dummy's probably still in the Army as an E4. Maybe he got a bone thrown to him as an E5 and then he got dropped back down. Good. I hope so. Those kind of dummies. You know, those guys, it's like they know everything about the military and they got a bunch of cool, badass knives. And I got a collection of 22s at home and I got some high point pistols, and I got this really cool, look at this knife I got. It's got a dragon carved into one side, and the handle has brass knuckles. Like, you know, if I was in combat with this, I'd just kill everybody, man, because I am a badass. Look at all the stuff I got. Don't pay any attention to my midsection, okay? I kind of really felt for my wife. She was pregnant. At least I thought she was. She looked like she was pregnant for 7 years. I just realized I didn't get lucky and I married the wrong thing. And but yeah, I'm a soldier of fortune. You know, one of those guys, he knows everything about the military and he can do anything. Like, you give me a piece of duct tape, a paper clip, and an idea, and I'll build you a war machine. Okay, do a sit-up. Oh, I can't do a sit-up. I got a profile. What'd you get a profile for? I sneezed too hard. How did you get a profile? By sneezing too hard? I sneezed too hard. But I'm a soldier of fortune. I got to deal with these scumbags in the damn military. These are the guys I got to compete with them, and somehow, like, their badness or their crappiness on their what do you call their records and stuff. You can't really do anything about it. Why can't you do anything about it? Because I don't know, maybe he was having a bad day that day and they gave him a little gold star, you know, like he got a bad NCOER, but it's okay. Oh, he wasn't, you know, he was just having a bad day, you know, he's E5 for life, so we're going to give him a gold star. Those are the kind of people I got to deal with in the military. That's the reason why I can't get this stuff filled in on my arm anymore. All these little bare spots that I want to fill in. No, you got to wait. You got to wait until you're in your 40s now. You got to wait until you're out of the Army, because we recruited a bunch of scumbags in the mid and late 2000s because we didn't know how serious this war was going to be or these wars were going to be. We just needed bodies because as the Army, we decided to not really take training serious. And instead of making these scumbags that we're recruiting conform to the military, we're going to conform the military to these scumbags. And that's what I got to deal with. Now you got a military that looks at a sit-up and says, nah, we don't need that. Nah, we don't need that. We don't need any of that. We don't need that. What we need now is I don't know. I don't have anything for that. We don't need any sit-ups now. Now we just, instead of doing 50 sit-ups, you do 5 crunches. You'll be okay. It's okay. And you're not even going to do those crunches right. That's what I got to deal with in the military. That's what I got to deal with in the Army now. And I got to deal with people like, oh, this is so horrible. Oh, I can't believe. Oh, it's been such a hard day at the office. What did you do? I got to do GAD. I got to do anti-terrorism. I got to do, this. I got to do that. I got to fill out this. I got to take this survey. Woe is me. Okay. Fair enough. That's all you've ever known. So that's all you're ever going to be able to complain about. Then you go out to the field. What is this? Oh, this is the field, soldier. Where's the internet connection to do my GAT, to do my anti-terrorism, or my accident avoidance, or the ever-famous shitty D, also known as SSD? Give me all the levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They all suck. They all teach us that you don't have to learn anything in the military. As long as you know how to use wiki answers, you're fine. Listen, Pentagon, I hope you're listening. I'm blow up everybody's spot. I'm not being a narc. I'm just throwing that common knowledge out there. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody is doing their SSD in the Army. They're going on wiki answers and they're getting all the answers. I did. I know the answers in the SSD 3 that I'm doing right now. But you know what? I'm not wasting my time doing that crap. I'm not doing it. So I do the wiki answers, and that's good to go. I'm good to go. And I give everybody a cheat sheet. Screw you guys. In 6 years, I'm going home and finishing my damn tattoo that I'm not responsible to take care of now. This is what I have to deal with. I was going to end the show, but you know what? Screw this. I'm staying because I'm going to edit out some of the bad stuff earlier from the show, and I'm using this as the filler. Okay? This is my show. I'm taking a drink of water, and I'm staying on my soapbox. And this is the adult language content of the show. These bastards that I got to deal with in the Army now are a bunch of fools. And the people that say, back in my day, well, screw you too, because you're the one that ruined it. You idiot. Back in my day, you were still a dummy. Now we're in this day, guess what? Now you're an old dummy. I don't want to hear any of that back in my day stuff. I'm friends with some E7s, E8s, CW2s, CW3s, O3s, O4s. Hell, I'm even chummy with an 05. Don't mean I'm going to listen to his back in my day stuff because guess what, fool? You're making the policy and you're ruining the Army. Not saying everybody that's senior is doing that. I know a few first sergeants and a few sergeant majors that I'm buddies with. Guess what? Your policies suck. Jackass, I don't care what little shape you put in there. Diamonds, triangles, stars. I don't care what kind of Lucky Charm damn design you have in your 3 rockers and your 3 chevrons. You're ruining shit now. If you're a first sergeant, a sergeant major, or a command sergeant major, say you got all the little decorations of the Lucky Charms and your 3 chevrons and your 3 rockers, you're really messing things up. You're really screwing things up. Here's the Vets on Media. This is Silent J on the military right now. I love the military. It pays my bills. It's my full-time job. But my job would be a lot easier if I didn't have to babysit fuck-ups. I'm not saying the soldier's the F-up. I don't know why I say the F word now. The soldier isn't. It's everybody else that's come before and after him that's screwing it up, except for me, all right? I'm real with my soldiers. I tell them how it is. You suck. You're going to suck. You're always going to suck until you decide to unsuck and be something. I sucked when I was a new soldier. I unsucked. as an NCO. There's a lot of people out there now. It's like, military just isn't the same. You know, the guys that have been in forever, you know, they're the ones that kind of like, you know, they put their thumbs in their, they do this, they do one of these, they take the belt line and they kind of put their thumbs, you kind of like, where is it? Kind of do one of these with the thumbs in the belt line, in the pant line, the waistline, to put the thumbs in there. You kind of like, yep. Those guys, you know, back in my day, we wouldn't have dealt with this stuff. What are you going to do? Because it's your day now, jackass. You're the one in charge. Why aren't you fixing it? Well, because, you know, I'm getting ready to get out and I'm getting ready to retire. Oh, so great. You're going to leave me your mess. That's what you're saying. You're going to leave me your mess because guess what? Back in my day, you know what I would have done? Not listened to you and done my own thing. Guess what I'm going to do now? Not listen to you and still do my own thing. You want to be an idiot? That's on you. That's what I got to deal with. And then you got these younger soldiers looking at, oh, look at that guy. Our boss is an idiot. He don't know any better. Screw him. I'm just going to stay here for the money. Then you got me. I'm like the middleman. I'm just like, oh, my God. Clowns to the left of me, clowns to the right of me. Here I am stuck in the middle with recruiter ignorance. I don't know. The recruiters in the mid-90s pissed me off. The recruiters in the mid-2000s kind of pissed me off. And when I first went, the recruiters from the mid-80s, because I remember that guy, that stupid, you know, I'm at E4 for life, the E4 Mafia guy, when I first joined. He joined in the mid-80s because he was in for about, 15 years when I joined. If you join in the middle of any decade, you're useless to me. So the kids that are joining now, useless. 2014, 15, 16 class, useless. You're out. It just seems like the people later on in the decades are fine. But I'm going to get it going. Okay, that was my tangent for 20 minutes. Good filler. So I'm going to go. I am peaceful. I am all sorts of rested and relaxed. I'm drinking some Resource natural spring water. It's 50% recycled plastic. It's got the little top. All right. It's got a natural electrolytes for taste. That just means that there is some salt. That's it. And it just tastes yummy. I like this water. It's got 0 calories. I don't know. So it's a recycled bottle, and it's got some electrolytes in it, and it's a good water for now. And where is this stuff from? Where is this from? I don't even know. I can't even read the damn shit. Where is this from? Stamford, Connecticut. Oh. Oh, Pennsylvania? Oh, never mind. I'm not drinking this anymore. That's why it tastes good. It's fracking water. Fracking water. But anyway, I'm out of here. Have fun, everybody, with your new national holiday. It's replaced Easter. It's called the NFL Draft Day. Have fun tomorrow. Go Bills. Go to tactical16.com. Go to Vets on Media. And check out the new Podbean show that I'm going to have up by tomorrow. It's going to be from last week's show with Ken from the Holistic Revolution. It's a badass dude right there. 200 pounds of freaking ultra marathon runner. Yeesh. But I'm going to go, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay? All right. Bye, everybody. Love you, kitties.
Five, four, 3, 2, 1. Tactical 16 radio. Fire in the hole! We silent J.
For my family, for my friends, for those that we lost our strength. This is a message This is for you. Never forget the Lower East Side Crew.